All right. Oh Lord. Oh man. Oh my goodness. Happy belated you know, Father's Day to all the dads out there. Super awesome. It feels super surreal sometimes to like think back, and like think about my dad, and I get really stoked for the future, and I get really stoked for when it's my turn, and I look to those days with with bated breath and expectation, and also not fully uh, not knowing what that day is going to look like, or when that's going to be. But um, yeah, man, I'm like super stoked. I'm super stoked, and it's like I tend to think about that, and I think about like what I want to do, and I feel like this whole video thing has been very much like inspired by like the way that like Rick Beato talks about it, where he's just like, hey, like I'm leaving this for as a memory to my children. You know, like I want my kids to know me and know like what I've been interested in and the stuff that I've like accomplished, and kind of just like a legacy that he wants to leave, which is super awesome, and I admire that so much. Um, but yeah, like so much has happened, right? So like we have like updates on like what like like wow my gosh, so you just go down the list like the Fenders thing, that's crazy. You know, now they're getting countersued, insane. If you've been following closely to what's happening there, and also like um one thing that I was always curious about in that whole scenario or that whole like situation was like um to folks who've been in like litigious scenarios. I wonder how they're going to react and how they're going to behave. And man, PRS definitely said they wanted the smoke, and I was very surprised by that. Just people entertaining that and such. So that's pretty awesome. Also, you'll notice this Anderson is back. I traded this back with some gear that I had, and I was like, at first I had one, but then after like all the craziness with happening with the Fender, I was like, you know what? Like, I don't think that there's going to be another time where I'll find myself, being able to get my hands on like an Anderson of this kind again. So I just traded gear back and didn't even exchange, and just very stoked to get it back in my hands. It's been a super cool just experience to just kind of get familiar with this instrument again. It's got these like it's got like a really bitey bridge pickup, and like these single coils that are like your typical Strat, so like a super telly kind of thing, which super fun. Like you got the right very that fourth position sound, right? And then you got like super crazy, like super bitey, very trebly. I love that sound. It's super cool. And then you can mix these two, right? So this second position, which I kind of think is like a really cool little amalgamation of both. I like it. Tone knob is very sensitive. I don't know if you can hear it. If you can hear that whistling, it's probably because of the USB transmitting audio to the computer. But I'll probably get some outs and throw it into this interface to like try to avoid some of that stuff, because man, it gets kind of annoying to hear that. Kind of different from what Uncle Larry's got going on with. He's got awesome amps that like even the iPhone sometimes like makes it sound super cool, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, super awesome. That's really, really glad to have this back. Got the old telly. I've got a Super Strat that I'm like trying to figure out. Been like, as you can tell, like my desk is a mess here. I've just been like working on it, kind of trying to get those frets to get seated a little bit better. Kind of trying to figure that out at a DIY cost, because I'm not trying to pay a whole mess to try to get those frets seated. I kind of did a jig with like a squeezing capo clamp thing, and it's worked out so far so good. But I think at some point I'm gonna probably ask someone to maybe like help me out with the rest of the crown, bevel and crowning, because I only have this little thing right here, which is a crown and bevel file. But once it gets further into actually like crowning the actual frets, I don't have that tool. So I'm not going to buy it because too expensive, in my opinion. I just can't swing that currently. And you'll be like, hey, but you just got an answer. Yeah, because I was able to sell a whole bunch of stuff to be able to get that. So I don't, like at this point, I'm like, yeah, don't have anything to sell anymore. So I'm kind of, this is where I'm at. So I don't have anything else to sell. So we're gonna rock with this and rock with this telly for the time being, and then that black Strat is gonna be in the shop for a little bit until it's ready to go. It's got those Lambertone John Mayer pickups in the middle and neck, and then a bridge crema. Super great pickup set, by the way. Just quick little mention. Not paid, not sponsored, just a little mention of that. But yeah, man, oh, like, just kind of getting acquainted with folks. I reached out back to, some old friends and old folks that I've known, and kind of just saying like, hey, y'all, like, would look wanna work together? Question mark. And that's been an interesting turn of events. As you know, like, I'm out here trying to maybe get some music work again in tandem to what I already do. And some of you are like, oh, what do you do? Oh, okay. So let me tell you. I currently full-time vocationally am working as a creative director for a design agency. And you'd be like, dude, but you're like so into like music and stuff. Yeah, you're right. Totally am. And it's still a big portion of my life. And I think it don't want to not have it not be a big portion of my life. But I also need to do other things in order to be able to, provide for my family. So that's what I do. I'm a creative director for a design agency. And as much as I am in awe of this time in my life, I'm also like just kind of like, wow, like I used to think that like creative director was like this pictures on the wall and like post-it notes and like all these like what I know now to be tech packs, right? But like just on the wall and inspiration and all this and abstraction and it's not that. It's not that. It's not that at all. What it really is like you are a vision caster and at times executor. So let's, for instance, say we have some sort of branding project, and as the creative director, I am casting vision. I am casting the guardrails in which we're going to explore in order to solve a problem, usually for business. It's very seldom that we find something that's like an open-ended branding conversation. And I'm sure that those scenarios will pop up, but for the time being, we are solving for businesses. That's kind of the vibe that we're in. A lot of folks say, "Oh, is that marketing?" It's like, sort of. Though someone once put it that marketing spends the equity that brand acquires, and that's a fancy way of saying it's like the brand is what you recognize and feel, and the marketing is the dollars spent to get you to continue to recognize the messaging that's already been established. Another super wordy way of saying brand is feel, marketing is real. How's that? Huh? Brand is feel, marketing is real. Feel versus real. Yeah, so that's kind of it. Like Fender, the feeling is that it's this iconic, legendary brand. The reality is that it's slowly turning into just a nothing, which is really sad. I hope that they turn it around. I hope they turn that franchise around. There is still hope for you. You could always just say sorry. It's always an option. And own it. But who knows? Like, what do I know? I'm not a CEO. My name's not Bud. So, yeah, that's kind of that's a little bit about what's going on with me. But like I've been that's kind of like I don't know. I've been kind of wrestling with a few things just recently. Like some changes are happening, and I am prompted to like really want to make a little bit more of an impact here. So I think that I'm going to challenge myself to really hone in on some of these verticals that I'm trying to explore in. So I don't wanna say it out loud because then like my ADHD will be like, oh hey, what's up? You said it, so therefore you get the gratification of doing it. No, so we're gonna kind of hold off on that and just really like wait and have actual momentum before we even claim that something's happening. Mhm. Unnecessary expense there. That's probably never going to happen again for the for the foreseeable future. But yeah, so like that's I'm trying to yeah, I'm just trying to like get out there, you know. Like I know that Nevada is not like the craziest like music town, but I'm sure that there is like music out here, and I know of folks who are like doing shows, especially on the strip, um, and their experience is so interesting. They always talk about these they're talking about like um these rooms and these clubs that are like super low key, very clean, not the Vegas nightlife club scene that a lot of folks see kind of promoted. So that's kind of where I'm trying to like the direction I'm trying to point into. Also, like just Sunday Warrior. I think that that might be another thing that I might do. Like let's get some. Let's be like I love my community. I love them dearly so much. They've been so good to us, and but like like I think that that's also like a stone that um I'm not against turning over and like exploring, because I know that folks that's a form of vocation as well. I can't. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, well, you shouldn't, or that's like antithetical. I think folks can definitely, um, endeavor in that, and I'm not against it at all. So, yeah, I think that's something that I'm looking into as well. So, like, just kind of seeing what happens. Hopefully, it something comes of it. That's kind of where I'm at. You know, hoping something comes of it. Like like yeah. um part of coming to terms with some of my like just the current realities of like this moment in time, also been like being open to um doing more, right? So I think a lot of times folks kind of like reach the intermediate level of something and then just kind of stay satisfied. I had a really cool chat with a friend today. We had a coffee and we were just talking about like the pursuit of excellence and other subjects as well. Just kind of like really interesting perspective to just kind of have me really distill what I am talking about, which was really fun. I was just like, wow, like this guy's a really smart dude, really really sharp guy, and I'm so glad that I was able to sit and just kind of like chat through some things and um, kind of explore the way that we think about just life in general, and um, how we talk, like how we express our feelings towards life, express our feelings towards disappointment, express our feelings towards like circumstances that arise and people, places, things, and just being really. It's not that he was granular, it's just like be specific, don't leave it vague, don't leave it for interpretation, because that doesn't necessarily provide whoever is listening the appropriate context to like hear what you're talking about. So that's something to like, I don't know, that was something I was thinking about. So yeah, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Let's, I don't know, remember uh, man, I am hopeful. I'm hopeful. I'm trying to make sure that we stay positive. Uh, yeah, stay positive. Hey, I've also, like, make sure that, like, the circumstances can be difficult, but it doesn't mean that you can't have a good outlook on things. So that's what I'm choosing. I am choosing to accept the current circumstance, but at the same time, be hopeful for the thing. Dream big. Not necessarily be delusional, but also, like, dream big for your family. Dream big for the future. Dream big for legacy. Dream big for the things you want. And that's kind of where I'm at. I want to dream big. I'm going to continue to dream big. And I, like, just kind of like going to continue pursuing down this line. And hopefully, like, I know the journey will be worth it. Everything will be worth it in the end. And in retrospect, we will learn so much and have so much fun. So that's kind of where we're at. So, you know? What about that? Hey, that might work. All right, that'll be probably for the next one or something. I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you so much. Well, you guys. It's only for an audience of specific people, but like a few. I don't know. On the next one.